A persistent critic of the Kremlin. Well, Lebedev has offered to tackle corruption in Russia, giving his support to the National People's Front Party. Speaking to Sky's Joel Hills, the oligarch highlighted the need for change in his country to promote an increase in global business.
Give us a sense of how corrupt Russia can be. As a businessman, if you're doing business in Russia, what are the problems you face?
First of all, it's a nation without a future. I mean, I think corruption, it's much worse than apartheid to a country, because if half of your budget is being pocketed by a small group of bureaucracy, which is called kleptocracy, by the way, and the other half is completely misspent on completely unnecessary, for example, sport buildings, which will be used once and then nothing will change, instead of building roads, for example, or providing affordable housing. I mean, so it's much more important for me, as far as the nation is concerned, than me. Otherwise, I could have fled to London, I could have agreed with them.
Sure.
Why would I publicly actually bring it all to the public's attention?
You've always been seen as a bit of a liberal and someone who was happy to speak up and criticise the Kremlin when you felt it's necessary.
I hope not only seen as being liberal and democratically minded.
OK, right, you see yourself as a liberal, but you are a liberal in your view. But by joining this All Russia People's Front, I mean, you're not becoming part of the establishment. Are you mellowing in your...
Look, 15 conditions. If neither of the conditions is being made, I call them proposal. I don't want to insult anybody. Say Lebedev is coming up with conditions to Mr. Putin. I'm just suggesting things. Say, bring back the governor's election, make Parliament a real tool to control the executive, build up a BBC on the TV.
OK, we're running out of time. I want to ask you one last question. If Vladimir Putin decides to run... I'll take the compliment. If Vladimir Putin decides to run for a third term, would you support him?
My position is very clear. I want them both to run. We should beg to them and say, both of you gentlemen have done a lot to the country. Run against each other.
They've been good for the country, have they?
Look, this is the way I formulate it.
Have they been good for the country?
No.
Okay.
Not always. But if they run against each other, that's the only door to political competition. Why should they be sitting and agreeing of not running? They want to run, both of them. So what's wrong about actually asking them to run against each other?
I wonder who answered that question. Right, our top story.